Hello everyone! Today, we're doing more than just solving a fun little brain teaser. We're going to learn a powerful method for thinking, a way to dismantle any complex problem you might face. We'll be using pure, cold, hard logic to crack a classic case, the 8-story building mystery. By the time we're done, you'll see exactly how this kind of reasoning can be a superpower in your own life.
So, can logic really solve what seems impossible? This might look like just a game, but it's actually a challenge for our minds. Can we take a few simple, established facts, things we know are absolutely true, and use them to uncover a single hidden reality? This isn't about wild guesses or lucky breaks. It's about a systematic process. Let's dive in. We're going to tackle this the way a true logician would, step by step. Every clue we get isn't just a hint. Think of it as a solid building block. We're going to carefully stack them, one on top of the other, until the final structure, the solution, is the only thing that can possibly be left standing. There's no trickery here, just a reliable method.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll lay out the mystery. Then, we'll dig into the evidence, piece by piece. From there, we'll build a couple of possible scenarios. You can think of these as our hypotheses. And then comes the best part, the moment of truth, where we test them until only one is left. It's a clear path right to the answer.
Okay, before we even look at a single clue, we have to understand the rules of the world we're operating in. Every logic puzzle has a framework, right? A set of boundaries? So let's define ours.
These are our fundamental truths. We call them axioms. They are absolutely unchangeable. 8 people, 8 floors, 1 person on each floor. It seems really basic, but these constraints are crucial. They immediately cut down the number of possibilities from infinite to something we can actually work with. Think of them as the walls of the maze. And now for the evidence. But here's a key distinction. In logic, we don't call these clues. We call them premises. A premise is a statement that we must accept as 100% true. Everything we do from here on out will be built on this foundation. So let's take a look. Now this first set of premises, this is our golden key. Notice how they work together, how they interlock. V is on an odd floor, V is above T, and there are exactly 3 people between them. This combination is incredibly powerful. It gives us a huge amount of leverage to start cracking this thing wide open. This next batch of premises creates a kind of rigid unit. If we know where V is, we instantly know S's location. And once we know S's spot, it really limits where W can be, which in turn tells us exactly where P has to go. It's like a solid block of 4 people all connected together. If we can just place one of them, we place them all.
And here are our final pieces of evidence. Now, these might seem a little less connected at first glance, but trust me, they are going to be absolutely essential later on. They're going to act as our final checks, the little details that help us validate our theories and lock everything down.
All right, we have our rules and we have our facts. Now we get to the real heart of the deductive process. A logician never guesses. Instead, what we're going to do is construct every possible world that fits the facts we know. These possible worlds are our hypotheses. We're going to start with our most restrictive premise. This one is going to do most of the heavy lifting for us. Let's really think this through. V is on an odd floor, and there have to be 4 floors worth of people below V. That's T plus the 3 people in between. So right away, can V be on floor 1? Nope. Can V be on floor 3? No way. Just like that, we've started eliminating possibilities.
And this is the beauty of deduction. From what seemed like an infinite number of possible arrangements, we've just used a couple of facts to collapse that entire universe of possibilities down into just 2. We have case 1 and we have case 2. One of these is the absolute truth and the other one is a logical impossibility. Our job now is to find out which is which.
And here we go, the moment of truth. We're going to treat these 2 cases like a scientist treats a hypothesis. We're going to test them against the rest of our evidence, and we are looking for a single point of failure, a contradiction. The second a premise doesn't fit, the whole theory just shatters. Here's our stress test. This is the rule we're going to use to put the pressure on. We know for a fact that S must be right below V, and there have to be 2 floors separating W and S. So, let's apply this rule to our second hypothesis, to case 2, and see if it can handle the scrutiny.
Okay, let's walk through the chain of logic here for case 2. If V is on floor 7, the next premise says S has to be on floor 6. Fine, no problem there. But now, the next rule kicks in. 2 floors must separate W and S. Well, that means W could be on floor 9. But wait, there is no floor 9, so that's out.
The only other option is floor 3. But hang on. Who's already living on floor 3 in this scenario? T is. And since two people can't be on the same floor, boom, that is a fatal contradiction.
So case 2 leads us to a logical impossibility. It just doesn't work. Therefore, it cannot be true, and we have to eliminate it. This isn't a guess. This is a proof. By showing that case 2 is false, we have logically proven that the solution must be found inside of case 1. It is the only possibility left on the table.
So, we've eliminated the impossible. And as the famous saying goes, whatever remains, however improbable it might seem, must be the truth. So now let's construct our final solution based on case 1, and we can do it with total confidence, watching as every single remaining piece just falls perfectly into place.
Let's build this thing. We start with V on 5 and T on 1. Simple. S must be below V, so S goes on 4. Now 2 floors have to be between W and S. That puts W on floor 7. P must be right below W, so P is now locked into floor 6. 3 floors between W and Q puts Q on 3. Then our rule R lives above P means R has to take the only spot left above P, which is floor 8. And who's left? Just U. And what's the only floor left? Number 2. It fits. It's perfect. No contradictions anywhere. Every single premise is satisfied.
And there you have it, the one and only possible arrangement of people in this building that satisfies every single one of our rules. This isn't a theory, it's not a good guess, it's a conclusion proven through the rigorous application of deductive reasoning.
You know, solving the puzzle is satisfying, it feels good, but the real takeaway here, the real prize, isn't the answer itself, it's the method we use to get there. This systematic approach is a powerful tool you can use on problems that are way more complex than this one. This 4-step process is really the core of it all. First, you establish your undeniable facts, your premises. Second, you use your strongest, most restrictive facts to create a small number of possible scenarios or hypotheses. Third, and this is the fun part, you try to break them. You test them against all your other facts until one of them shatters under the pressure. And what's left standing? Well, that has to be the truth.
And that's the real challenge I want to leave you with. Think about it. That bug in a piece of code you're writing, that confusing report at work, even something like planning a complicated trip. These are all puzzles. They all have their own rules, their own premises and constraints. So where in your life could you stop guessing and start applying this structured method to eliminate the impossible and find the one right answer?